What's going on, everyone? Darkwater here, and welcome back to Airport CEO. And that's right, it is time for another airport recreation.
Oh boy, my favorite seat.
Hopefully, you guys are doing well and are excited to be jumping back in. If you've checked out the thumbnail, you might have an idea on what airport we're doing. If not, I'll give you a quick second to think about possibly what it is, given the fact that it's very green, and if we zoom in, there's a bunch of palm trees down here.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
So if you guessed Orlando International Airport, you are correct. This was actually suggested by a couple of people over the past year or two. It's actually been on my radar, no pun intended, for probably about the same time as I was looking at interesting airports to potentially do, and Orlando is one that really caught my eye. So as we start out with all of our series, we'll jump over to Google Maps so we can take a look at the airport, and we'll do a brief history over the Orlando International Airport, and maybe pick up some interesting facts as well. Okay, as we take a look at Florida here, we can zoom in and take a look at Orlando itself, which is right here. And as we zoom in a little bit further, we can take a look at the Orlando International Airport here. North is to the top, but I'm going to rotate us so we're more in alignment of how the build is going to end up going here. So the Orlando International Airport IATA code is MCO, that is Mike Charlie Oscar. It is about 6 miles, 10 kilometers southeast of downtown Orlando. It's a hub for Silver Airways as well as an operating base for Avelo Airlines, Breeze Airways, Frontier, Southwest, and Spirit Airlines, as well as a focus city for JetBlue. Additionally, it is a maintenance base for United Airlines. Now, the original construction started in 1942 with operations as a military base known as Orlando Army Airfield Number 2, an auxiliary to the Army Air Force or Army Air Base. In 1943, it was renamed the Pine Castle Army Airfield. At the end of World War II, it was briefly placed into caretaker status and then was reactivated during the Korean War as a strategic air command facility. Now, in the 1950s, the SAC held an annual bombing and navigation competition. During the 1958 competition, Colonel Michael Norman Wright McCoy, the commander of the 321st Bombing Wing, was killed during a B-47 Stratojet crash. So the following year, the base was renamed the McCoy Air Base. Hence the MCO was named after Colonel McCoy. Through the 60s, it was held briefly as the forward operating base during the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, but was then also used through the 60s and 70s as hosting the 100th Strategic Reconnaissance Wing, as well as the 306th Bombing Wing. In 1973, it was identified for closure as part of the post-Vietnam reduction in force. Now, also in the 1960s, early jetliners were starting to use this airfield as a way to get to downtown Orlando. So it was hosted both civilian and military at that time. It then became known as the Orlando Jetport at McCoy and would operate alongside the McCoy Air Force Base until the McCoy Air Force Base turned everything over in the 1970s. Now, also in 1971, you've got the opening of the Magic Kingdom at Disney World, which led to a significant increase in air travel. And something I didn't know before I started doing research on this airport is there were connecting flights that flew from MCO to the Walt Disney World STOL Airport, which didn't know actually existed. And if we slide up here to the west of the airport, we can actually zoom in and see that the runway still exists even today. Now, the Disney airport, the IATA code was DWS. It is no longer an active airport code. There was no scheduled or unscheduled commercial service to the airport since the early 1980s. It briefly offered passenger service through Dayjet, which was suspended in 08. Now, fun fact on the runway here, it had a set of grooves like the rumble strips on the side of the freeway that played "When You Wish Upon a Star" when driven over at roughly 45 miles an hour, giving a surprise to the passengers who were landing at the Walt Disney World Airport. So, swinging back down into the MCO airport, the 1978, the construction of the current landside and 2 airside terminals on the west side, so these guys, were started 1983. A small chapel was opened memorializing Michael Galvin, who died during the construction of the airport's expansion. In 1978, the airport handled 5 million passengers. 1986, funding to commence the east side, which is the bottom half, was commenced, including the runway 1735, which is now 17R35L, which was completed in 89. Airside 4 was opened in 1990 and contains the International Concourse, which is the one over here. So there are 4 total runways. The 2 at the top, these guys, you can see it's R36 and 18L. These are concrete, 12,000 feet. And then there's the one below it here, which is 10,000 feet, and the one down here, which is 9,000 feet, which is 17L35R. So those are the 4 runways for the airport as it currently stands. They've renamed this. It's no longer 1 through 4. It's Terminal A, which is basically the northern half. Terminal B, which is the southern half. And Terminal C, which is the one over here, the kind of the satellite, which is the international. Now, there are plans to add an additional terminal, Terminal D, to the South Terminal Complex. And I believe it's going to sit here based on the reading. Yes, it looks very watery and swampy, but I'm sure they will contend with that. But it's going to... They're looking to add it whenever the airport reaches 70 million passengers annually. And by the time it's fully completed, you're looking roughly 100 million passengers annually, including having 120 gates in both C and D. There is a railway running right here that connects you to Orlando. It's Bright Line that runs right here. There is also a hotel. This is the main terminal area. You can see the hotel is right here. Yes, it is above the main terminal itself. It's basically the floors 4 and up. Last little bits on the airport. Top destinations from most popular on down: Atlanta, Georgia, number 1. San Juan, number 2. Newark, number 3. Philly, number 4. Charlotte, number 5. Chicago O'Hare, followed by DFW, LaGuardia, Baltimore, and Boston. Top five for international is Toronto, Heathrow, Panama City, Cancun, and Mexico City. The market share is dominated by Southwest at 22%, followed by Spirit at 17, Delta 13, Frontier and American, and then everybody else kind of makes up the last 22%. In the year 2023, airports served 57 million, almost 58 million passengers, which is a lot. It's actually, the airport itself is number 5 when it comes to square footage, which is kind of surprising. That is a large area. And given how large it is, things are going to get a little complicated whenever we go to start to build things. So the way we've got it currently mapped out, we're going to shave off the runway at the top. We're going to go with the single runway up at the top. We're going to go with the single runway at the bottom. So in Airport CEO, it's basically going to go here and here. I am going to do the C terminal. We'll use the subways for the train station. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, to be honest with you. Because it connects to Terminal C. And then there is a people mover that takes you from C. And you can kind of see it cruising through. Comes along. And it connects you down here. I don't know if airport CEOs really going to like people getting here, coming up, and then heading all the way across. Well, actually, you can go here. It's a little bit closer. But we're going to end up using walkolators, and that's going to be a little bit difficult. C, I'm still trying to figure out, because the layout of C is interesting. It's got baggage claim at the top of the terminal, where everywhere else has been at the bottom. Looking at C, this is going to be an international terminal. We're going to use a couple large gates here, a couple medium gates here. We'll do probably a little bit of parking over here. Down here, not much, but we'll do some. The left half, we're not going to do. It's not going to be directly up against it, up against the edge of the airport CEO, but it'll still be close. Going across, the fire station is right here. Probably going to put the police station next to it. There's a police station right here on the southwestern corner. Trying to figure out directions here. And then there's a second police substation over in C. So I think we're just going to put it kind of centralized next to the fire station. There is a fuel depot up at the top. Well, it'll be up in the top right corner or left corner. And then the catering and waste depot is going to be on the bottom right. We're going to have to finagle hangars. And the only place that I've been able to find space is going to be over here. So this parking area, we might turn into a hangar. Probably going to be the best we can. The two airports are connected both on the south side and the north side. And the different terminal gates are connected to the main terminal here. Again, with people movers, you can zoom in and you can see the tracks that they run on, down and back. There are 3 different areas, 4 gates, service road between, same up there, same over here, but not here. There's only 2, including the map itself from the MCO website. This is still not built. I don't know if they're ever going to build it. Trying to decide if we want to do some remote stands Because if you take a look right here, that is going to be a stair. So maybe we do a remote stand or two from the gate area here. That'll be something we tackle down the road. You can see the air traffic control tower sits just about middle of the main concourse, and then parking structures both for A and B on the north and south side, respectively. There, we'll do a entryway in from the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. There will be tunnels that we're going to have to contend with at some point. It's going to be a tight fit. The only two large stands are going to be at the top left in the terminal C for the international ones. Everything else is going to be medium. But I'm looking forward to doing some water, doing some foliage as well. There is a interesting little area here that I believe is for the hotel. But it's going to be a tight fit, but I'm excited for the challenge. So let's jump back into Airport CEO and start building, I think. Okay, we are back in Airport CEO. We are playing at the difficulty level, not the extreme, one step down. So we're starting at $1 million. We will have emergencies, just not crazy amounts. I think we're going to start with moving the world entrance. I'm going to move it left. I have kind of measured stuff out. There's still going to be a lot of things that I don't account for in my initial mapping of whether or not you could even get the airport in here. Can I get a better contract offer? 87. There we go. We got Berkeley. 101 contractors. I will take it. Let's go ahead and roll out all of our contractors. There they go. They can build this, and then we're going to take that out. So, in fact, before we do that, yes, it's day one. We're going to play with the planning tool of all things. I want to come up 58. 60, 58, so you're 59. I'm going to put just a square there. Using our handy-dandy measuring tool, we will come across. I want 146. And right there. So what am I doing? Well, that's an interesting question. I do have this somewhat measured out. We will see. I know I don't have anything. Calm down. Didn't I deploy my people? Where are my contractors? Let me remeasure this real quick. That is... Oh, I'm off the square. That should be 145, so it should be there. 58, yes. Oh, no. That's not what we wanted to do. Let's take that out, please. Oh, that's not even the right thing. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Let's do that. Take you out, take you out. Now, again, let's handy-dandy measuring tool. You should be 145. Yes, that's what we're looking for. Where? I swear I deployed them. Apparently I did not. Now they can build. You have no idea how paranoid I am with this right now. Okay, we're gonna come over, what is that, 20... Go to 28, 27. And we'll come up. This here will be permanent structure. This is going to be the eastern part of the airport. I keep pausing it. I don't know why. The B portion is going to be on the left. There's the one here, and then there's the other terminal area down here. This is the one that had only the 2 section of gates. The third had the stands. Again, the waste depot, the catering depot, is going to hopefully squeeze in on that side. So this is going to be part of the main terminal. It will extend over a little bit more. I think I've got it mapped out to be 30. We will do that as well. And I'm just going to come through and do that. On second thought, let me get rid of you. And I think that'll work for us. Go ahead and build that. That's a chunk of change. Okay, you guys have all that built. We're going to get rid of this. I should probably put in a runway before I run out of money. We'll do a runway here. Okay. We're not as bad as I thought we were. But do I build a second runway? Do I build a second runway now? Because I know I'm going to end up needing one. I should also probably start researching stuff, shouldn't I? Which require staff, and holy cow, it's been a minute since we played. What's runway? 100k. We can afford it. We're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to need it. So we need to go up another 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's going to live here. There we go. 2 runways. These 2 will be eventually replaced by a medium runway. This is going to be the next tile we purchase. And we will kind of go a medium runway, and then eventually the large runway will be over here. This will probably be the first permanent terminal that we build. And then move to the left one. Okay. Drop you up there. Let's get... Actually, give me a bus stop first. Give me a couple bus stops. A couple car stops. A couple taxi stands. Need to stop pausing it. These will probably be readjusted in time as to how they're aligned. But otherwise, it's pretty much going to be sitting like this. Parking areas will be here. So I'll probably separate it, but I don't want to do that until we get the full terminal laid out, so that we can have the sidewalk crossing in the middle. But for the most part, the roads are all going to stay there. So we'll do that, and I should probably do a road in. There we go. We will do these as one-way roads, just a loop up and around. Meanwhile, let's get some staff going. Hiring. Let's start with administrators. 1, 2, 3. Give me the cream of the crop. Executives. CFO, we'll take the COO. Everybody else can wait for now. Since I do have administrators... Yeah, I know, the airport is closed. Yes, I know, I paused it. Give me research. Commercial. I want to get that immediately. I have 4. Well, that's great. Hire another 2. Because once we get the commercial license, we can start setting the commercial area up here. And I want some small stands here. Or I can get 5. Perfect. Give me a grass runway. I'm going to run just... no, we're going to run 3. 3 wide. We'll do 3 wide from here to there. And in fact, I'm going to run it up here because we're going to do some small stands on that side until we get more money and we get things researched. Now, in case you're new here and you're wondering why I just don't play in Sandbox, I like a little bit of the challenge dealing with the monetary aspect. At first, there does come a point where money does kind of fall by the wayside, but we will cross that bridge whenever we get there. I try and not take loans out as well. I think for now we'll turn both of them on. We'll do commercial flights as well. Airport is still closed, but it looks like we've got walk-aways. Great. It looks like we do have check-in desks. We've got boarding desks, and we can start to rock and roll with commercial flights. Before we run any further, I'm going to pause it so we can start to deal with the rest of things. We'll go ahead and do night flights. 3. And let's get ourselves some airlines. That's it? We just have the 1 3-star? Alright. I do have some actual airlines that will show up once we get the medium stands as well as the large stands. We will fill those in as we go. Give me the... I don't even remember who we have. I need a CIO and the other 3. Okay. So I need you, and I need an HR person. Miss Rojas, you are hired. Let's get some more. Okay, no administrators, fine. We'll hire some janitors. I never have enough janitors. Passenger service agents. We're going to need some of you guys. Let's grab some security officers. I also have a tendency of bulk hiring and then bulk training. Still wish there was a way to mass train people. Maybe one day. Meantime, let's come in. We're going to zone this whole area as a secure zone. Let's pause for a second. I want to take care of this wall. There we go. Security, we will do a security exit on this end. We'll do a security entrance over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 5? Sure. This area will probably also have aircraft stands. Maybe we readjust that. That is why I've got this kind of as an L shape. Because I want to make sure we've got stands here and stands here, just to make sure we were making enough money. Because money will become difficult soon. We will send everybody down this way. 1, 2, 3. That'll work. And let's get some desks in here. We'll do some small check-ins. Why am I putting them that direction? How about we put them that direction like a normal person? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why not? I should probably add a door, shouldn't I? We'll do a medium door right over here. There we go. And we need boarding desks. Although, actually, rotate this way. I need you guys to be commercial. We're leaving international out of the... We're leaving international out of play right now. Boarding desks, I'm just going to put you on the side. There we go. I'm tempted to do some GA flights down through the middle here, because we could definitely use the cash. 4, 5, 6, E. Can I afford that? Can't. Okay. Runways are running left to right, which should be okay. I don't foresee us getting too bogged down right now, but we should probably open. Make sure stand. I know they're building. Actually, give me that back. Can I turn on the auto planner? Let's open the airport. Operations, airport open. Allow general aviation. We'll hire some service techs. Going to need more security. Almost. We have our first flight taken off. Oh, nope, you're general aviation. Oh, you're taking the scenic route because that's not built in. Got it. You guys are not connecting automatically, which, okay. You, and now we should be able to get some commercial flights going. As a good old cow just wandering around. There we go. So at this point, yeah, we've got a couple flights coming in. We'll leave it set to 30 minutes between. There we go. Got a bunch of people. Ooh, reminds me. We will crank up the passenger flight ratio all the way up to 100%. As the airport grows, I will probably bring that down as the game keeps trying to calculate pathing. You'll start to see a bunch of lag. And so I will slowly adjust that down. And that will help alleviate things. But for right now, we'll crank it up to 100. I always have a tendency of forgetting from series to series to readjust that up. But we've got first flights coming in. You general aviation? Yes, you are. Still sitting at 36,000. Let's grab another GA flight, shall we? There we go. Kind of waiting on our first commercial flight. I think it's you. There we go. First flight carrying passengers. Well, look out. So I think with our first initial flights, this is going to be a good place to leave this episode. So if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to make sure that you get all of the airport CEO recreation of the Orlando International Airport. Appreciate you guys for swinging by, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. And as always, I hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day.